Last time I recorded with the voice mod mic source, this time I'm just doing the regular one again.
Hopefully that helps things. It wasn't much, it was just like a couple spots that was just like, and it would like cut out your mic when it did the crackle. So that's how I knew that like it wasn't like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something changed last time we did the show, so I'm assuming it had to do with that. Because that's the only thing that I changed.
Yeah, it could also just be like driver nonsense. Can do things like that too.
Yeah.
I've dealt with real nightmares of, welcomed back to Closing Shift. I'm Mia, that's Emmy. But just before I get into this thing that I'm about to talk about, because this might be like a thing that takes a couple minutes to talk about, I have had nightmare scenarios with drivers in my computer. My computer was like half of its maximum speed for at least a year because there was an Elgato driver in my computer that, because it was for the capture card, which is a camera driver, anytime that any application wanted to use a camera device or any other kind of video device, it would take ages to load and possibly crash because it had to load the Elgato drivers alongside the rest of the video drivers, and Elgato is so shit with the way they manage their drivers to the point that the HD60S, which is only like, it's like not ancient by any means, it still worked within modern standards, 1080-60, but they don't support its drivers anymore. Its drivers are considered legacy, and so they just don't even care if their drivers just are basically malware at this point, and they'll just let it stew on your computer, causing problems, and they're like, we don't need to update this or support it in any way, this expensive as fuck product that you bought.
Let it stew.
Fuck Elgato, I hate them.
Yeah.
All their shit's overpriced and it doesn't work, and they abandon their products so quickly, like Adobe.
Well, I hate Adobe for that reason. I don't know. I haven't had enough experiences with Elgato as a company to... I mean, I like their products. I don't exactly like companies like that anyway. If I didn't have my Stream Deck and my HD60S plugged into my computer at all times, it would probably run faster. But I'm of the mindset most of the time that if it ain't broke, don't bitch and moan and whine about it. Because I don't really care that much when it comes to that stuff. I have too many real things I have to worry about, because I know if I don't worry about them, I won't worry about them. But like that means that I have to forcibly think about them, or else I will not automatically worry about them because I will forget they exist. Also, speaking of content and equipment, I had a nightmare when I fell back asleep this morning about equipment.
Oh shit.
I had like this whole thing in my old bedroom, like my last one from where I was like streaming as Milk is Superior and stuff. I was just like trying to like get something to work. I don't remember what it was. I feel like it was my camera. I was trying to get it to work and I just could not fucking figure it out. Like I remember the feeling of frustration I felt in this dream. I can't remember exactly like what I was doing or why I was doing it. I just remember being like, what the fuck is wrong with this source? Why won't it recognize or something like that? I was just like, when I woke up, I was like, you know, like I woke up and immediately was like, it was such a shitty dream. I'm going back to sleep. Try again.
Unplug it, plug it back in.
Yeah, exactly. Unplug the life, plug it back in. Welcome back to Closing Shift. I am your lovely host.
We already
Cosmic
introed
Emerald. We didn't. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Right before I started my rant about the Elgato drivers, I said,
I don't remember.
I said, welcome back to Closing Shift. Let me say, just do the intro before I go off on this tangent.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Cool.
Welcome back to Closing Shift.
Welcome back to Closing Shift.
This is your host speaking, Cosmic Emerald, and with me, I'm joined by my ward, Rotting Coffee.
My ward.
I'm joined by my real-life Joker.
So ancient. What kind of ward am I? Are you protecting me?
You are a Thward ward.
A Thward ward?
Yeah.
Mr. Thward ward!
It does sound like that. I'm a stone-faced killer like my motherfucking house is. Have you ever heard that song? It's called The Bottom Two. It's so funny.
I have not. Is that one of those AI generated SpongeBob things?
Yeah, it's like there's like a real song that it is just a copy of, but with SpongeBob characters. But it's like it's like, hey, Squiddy, my bro, I'm back. Okay, let's get in that bag. And then there's a line where Patrick's like, she said she choked that thing. And it's really funny.
You know what's funny is that Arthur, the voice actor of Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, Roger Clark, I think is his name. He was very upset about how much people had been using AI voices to imitate his voice performance for Red Dead Redemption 2. He's like, come on, just, have a real voice actor do that. Don't take the work from voice actors or steal my performance. And so people, like, one of the most famous things for that was a Barbie girl cover as Arthur Morgan. And he was like, look, just please stop doing AI covers of my voice. Here, I'll give this to you. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Fine, now stop.
I gave you my Barbie world. Now stop it.
I gave you what you wanted. Please stop taking my voice.
Who was it? Oh, I'm trying to... Fuck. Who? There was some dumb YouTuber, which is a lot of them, that was like, including us, was like... I think it was Tim the Tatman, but he was like, he thought the A in AI stood for something else other than artificial.
AI stands for ass eating.
He thought it was like, I want to say alternate intelligence, but it wasn't alternate. It was like a similar word to artificial.
Abusive intelligence.
A intelligence.
like alternative or like...
This is AI intelligence.
Actually, we've been having it wrong this whole time. It's AI.
AI.
Ahí va eso. Which means, here it goes. That's what all the zombies yell at you in Resident Evil 4 as they throw dynamite. They go, ahí va eso.
Nice.
Very silly game, that. I like Resident Evil 4. I played that for the first time last October. It was great.
I remember seeing it on your stream.
I played it on like OG PS2, and it's like fun and crusty. And people are like, they have all kinds of opinions about the remake. I like the remake. I think they did a good job. I understand why people don't like some of the changes. That's fair. Have your own opinion on that. But either way, either one that you choose to play, both are just brimming with personality, and it's such a fun time. Even if you think like, oh, I've already seen a lot of this, or it doesn't look like it's up my alley. No, it's great. You can suplex. There's zombies yelling Spanish at you. There's a little shitty rich boy who's like, come play, Mr. Kennedy. And then you shoot him in the face. It's awesome. Play it.
I'm the brim of personality.
I have seen on TikTok in the last week, I don't know where it popped up from, people started to do like the holding up one finger, acknowledge your tribal chief at like concerts, unrelated, like things completely unrelated to any of that. just acknowledge my tribal chief, and it'll be at like a fucking
acknowledgement.
It'll be like a One Direction concert, something like that.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. And they'll be the only person in the crowd doing anything. Everybody else is just standing there, and there they are with their finger raised like they're about to ask a question.
People are hella theorizing about that like The Rock gave his first like heel speech on SmackDown about how like dominant the bloodline is and shit. And he stuck his finger up, but he held out. It's usually you're just supposed to stick one finger up for it, but he held his thumb out towards Roman Reigns, and people are like theorizing that he's like getting into the bloodline to like turn on it and overthrow Roman Reigns, or just destroy the bloodline from within. Or
he just forgot what finger it was.
No, he stuck out his pointer finger also. He just stuck out his thumb as well. He did like a L, like a Fortnite L symbol.
You know what's possible in that is because he's so ripped that it could be that like it is easier for some people to hold out the thumb if they are pointing up, if they have very muscular arms, because of just the way it pulls on the tendon. So it's like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I will say, WWE much encourages looking for like hidden messages in their programming nowadays.
Hello, brother, and welcome to Wrestling Theory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that should have been the fourth one.
I feel like somebody else already like there. I think wrestling is too controversial a topic because of all of the suits that like it's very dangerous to discuss wrestling in any kind of context outside of the wrestling sphere, and it doesn't have much appeal outside of people who are already into wrestling. It's probably why you wouldn't go with something like that.
Oh, well, yeah. I wasn't serious. I would not think Matt Pat would go to wrestling theory.
What do you mean? Everything everybody says is serious all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I already am subscribed to a bunch of channels that are like on this shit all the time, 24/7. They upload news videos right after shit happens. I also have had this image pulled up for a while, so I'm going to talk about it because I wanted to mention it. It's just somebody heading down like abandoned building stairs because on the wall is just written "goth pussy" and an arrow down there. And I have been holding it on my phone for a long time, and I would like to talk about it so I can put it away.
Holding it dearly in your heart.
Yeah, it's got chaotically opposite energy of this other picture that's just like a guy leaning over another guy in a drive-thru in the car.
Oh, yeah, that one.
His ass just like up, and it just says he wants to order. There's also, did I show you the picture of just like a futon on sale for $140? But there's just a baby on it in the picture.
You have not.
It's so funny. It's just this picture of a futon with
baby futon for sale, never slept.
It's just like clearly like this parent who just had to put their baby down so they could take the picture, and there's nowhere else to put him except for on the futon. So stupid.
The baby's just staring at the camera. Like the divot that the baby is making too. You're like, that's a shitty futon. Like
that is a
just
shitty
the
futon. Baby
alone is making a crater. The way the baby's like leaned over too.
Yeah, it's just such a. There's just so much wild energy in that picture for how not significant it is.
Jesus Christ, that baby is in like the pose of when people take pictures with their loved ones in hospice for the last time, and they're like leaning over in the bed. It's like, I'll sit up for this.
Yeah.
In case you needed a more apt description. What's your take on baby videos on the internet?
Baby videos? I mean, I don't know the last time I saw a baby video that was like just a video of a baby doing something funny or whatever. Sometimes they're gross and I don't like them.
Yeah.
A lot babies do a lot of gross shit. I don't want to look at it.
Babies are nasty as hell.
Babies are nasty as shit.
I feel like that's it's like the lowest bar of entertainment, but it works for like a very large audience of just like, is there a baby on screen? Like anybody, like I don't know.
It's the same
what
thing with
is.
like cats.
Yeah, I get it for cats. I'm that way for cats because I see. Well, not always with cats.
I do love
like,
cat videos.
If it's like you know what sucks is like I'll see like a funny or a cute cat video on TikTok, but it'll be like a re-uploader. I'm like, well, I like the cat, but I don't want to like give more engagement to somebody who's just stealing other people's TikToks. Be the same way on Instagram. That's why that's like 90% of the reason why I stopped using Instagram is because of how much of it was just re-uploaded.
Yeah, that's true. Most of it would just come from TikTok.
Yeah. Sometimes you just see like, a funny video regardless of anything. And then you're like, haha, that was funny. I'm going to like it. And then it's like Barstool Sports or like Pubbity or whatever the fuck that is. Or just like some random person. It's like one thing that I've seen. It's like, I don't even know what it's about.
Oh, no, I know that account. I follow that account. I know exactly what you're talking about, actually. I had to think about it, but then you said, I like thought about how it's spelled out, and I was like, oh yeah, I see that all the time.
Yeah, it's like...
Just because sometimes they post videos of like cool science stuff, or they post funny ones. But I also browse Instagram like the least of all social medias. It's always been like that for me.
Yeah, it's kind of just like the new Jukin video. Back in the day, Jukin video, just like... If anything popped off like a slight bit, just like, here's $20 for us to have all rights to this forever and you get nothing else.
Yeah. Me and my homies used to love Jukin Video.
Epic fail compilation.
Jukin Video was the shit.
Look, it's good
totally
for the
know what
if you
that
want
is.
to what?
I said I totally know what that is. I don't know what Jukin Video is.
It was just like, kind of like back 2014 YouTube was probably like their peak, 2015. It's just one of those things like Barstool Sports where they just buy a video off of somebody for like $15 and then upload it to their like mega compilations or whatever and make a bunch more money off of it. It's good if you
Yeah.
just want to consume videos, but it does nothing for the original uploaders, and it's kind of like it can be like kind of scummy. So it's like that's why I tend to avoid things like that. It's like I'd rather just give a like to the original video, because then all of this is just going to like like basically a leech.
True. Yeah, most of what I consume I guess from my phone in terms of video content, if that is to be specific, is like I follow a lot of TikTokers that I see content from all the time.
Tit cockers.
I also do get the occasional just one-off really funny TikTok. I don't consume, Instagram's like my most like personal account. It's usually what I just follow friends for or whatever. Like sometimes I do look at content creators and stuff on here. I follow a lot of art accounts on Instagram. I follow a lot of artists on Instagram, which is cool because I get a lot of cool art for it to just like save on my phone, Yeah. But because most of the time, I used to get a lot of my art from Twitter, or like most of it, if not all of it. But then I just started like, I don't know. I guess I've narrowed down each of my social medias to being for like a different specific purpose. As in, Twitter is usually like to keep up with the content world. YouTube is almost exclusively to watch Markiplier, Tim the Tatman, or wrestling videos. Like that's almost entirely it. And then TikTok is for looking at my favorites or seeing my For You page, which is just videos of girls and funny videos also. And then besides that, what am I meant? Oh yeah, Instagram is like it's my most personal account, even though it's a public account and it's got my branding tied to it. But that's just because I just post pictures of me there, and also where like my family that I do follow posts the most. So that's where I check on them.
Instagram is great for keeping up with random family members because it's the one social media that actually requires zero personality or input to upload on it.
Right.
So it's like you could have like the most boring family member, just grandma doesn't know how to use social media, but she knows how to share a picture.
Grandma got ran over by my penis while she was walking down the street last night. I saddled up behind her and blew the rocket, mowed her down like some fucking dynamite. I don't know. I was just trying to like finish it at least.
Like a Newgrounds ass parody.
That is a really Newgrounds parody. Wow. That kind of hurt my feelings, I'll be honest. But you're right. I can't even act like you're not right. I thought back to Ego Raptor instantly when you said that.
Metal Gear Grandma.
Thought back so hard. Did you see, I really am going to let you know this before I mention the Streamer Awards. I don't want to talk about the Streamer Awards.
I didn't watch them.
Okay, cool. I don't want to talk about it. I did watch them. But I was going to say, did you see that Ross O'Donnell won Artist Streamer of the Year or something like that? Which was cool. It was like one of the first awards they gave out. I was like, congrats, Ross. Well deserved. Yeah. Because Ross is dope.
He does deserve it. Oh, you know what? There is one thing I want to look up from Streamer Awards. That's just who won the speedrunning category.
I will say, from Streamer Awards, they made a joke about the Nick Merckx LGBTQ thing. And I was like, whoa.
Whoa. They also made a joke about queso.
They did. They made several jokes about several streamers.
I need to see who won Speedrunner, because there's actually like a person that I really wanted to win that. Yeah, let's go! Virtual one. He's a Trackmania streamer.
There was a category for Speedrunner?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know you could get Trackmania through Steam now.
You do? Trackmania through Steam? I did not know that.
I saw it the other day and was like, oh, I didn't know you could get Trackmania through Steam, but you can.
Well, it's probably still got to be tied in through a Ubisoft account, because like it's all their servers, and
even if
you get it through Epic Games, you still have to go through Ubisoft accounts. It's just like a secondary form of the launcher. I
was like, I didn't know you could have it on your Steam profile, and I was like, oh shit.
I'm about to get back into Trackmania because it's been a minute since I played it. I tend to get like halfway through a season before I stop, and then if I keep up well enough, if I'm not playing anything else, then I'll start with the next season. Otherwise, I'll just skip entire seasons. We're like halfway through winter 2024, and I haven't played any of it, and it's already been optimized to hell and back. But I'm about to start playing it myself, and I'm excited.
I'm probably going to get a little more into Drug Dealer Simulator soon.
I saw you were playing that last night.
I was playing it last night. I was dealing the drugs. I was serving platters of weed to civilians.
Is that like a good game, or is it a shitpost?
No, it's it's a good game. It's just like weird how good it is. Like it's very intuitive. It is like how much space does this game cost? On the computer, I'm trying to remember. Is there a way to just like see?
Yeah,
that?
just go into right click on the game in Steam and go to properties and then install location. It'll tell you how many gigabytes it is.
Or
Or maybe it'll be called like local files or something.
It's like 10 gigabytes.
That's not bad these days. You know, a game that only takes up 3 gigabytes that I have started playing again, played a bit yesterday and played it this morning.
It's the most dangerous
Deep
game
Rock
of all.
Galactic.
Oh yeah,
It's got its current season has like a lot of cool
Deep
things.
Rock Galactic.
Deep Rock Galactical. It has like a new season now that has a lot of like skins that I just think are cool. And so
Yeah.
I'm playing that now to get those skins because it's like it's kind of like creeping tendrils and like this disease that spreads. It's kind of cool. It's neat. I like Deep Rock. I also like that you don't have to pay for each season.
Yeah, that is nice. I reinstall that game every so often, and then I don't play it, and then I uninstall it.
Oh, I am going through a nightmare of storage space right now of trying to get all of my stream VODs that I have been archiving since November. Where it's like all the streams before November, I kind of just like let fall to the wayside. But then I got a 2 terabyte SSD. And I was like, oh, this will be great for like recording while I stream. So like live recording the VOD. So I don't have to like trust Twitch's compression and their DMCA things. And so I started recording to that. And I, with the intention of uploading that to YouTube, to my VOD channel. But then I didn't do that. And now I have about 3 months of backlogged VODs that I need to make sure, like I have to convert them to MP4 and then upload them to YouTube, and it's really turned into quite a large problem I've created for myself to the point that now that 2 terabyte SSD is down to probably about 50 gigabytes, and it shouldn't have reached that at any point because it was really just meant to be temporary storage, and I've kind of fucked myself.
Yeah, I just exported my VODs from Twitch directly because I meant to record a lot of my VODs, but I would end up going back and re-downloading them from Twitch instead, which I know is like bound to create some issues here and there, which it hasn't for me yet. But I also have plans to move forward as a YouTube creator mainly, like just because the process of working on a video for a while and then releasing it is a lot more fun. But I'm not gonna stop streaming on Twitch. I just am on a I was on a break for various reasons, but the main one was so that I could start working on YouTube stuff and put my creativity towards that, even though I have stream ideas as well. But in terms of my personal life, I also have like, I go to college and I have a job and I have a stupid, dumb, stupid, fucking ugly ass, rotten little shit dog that I have to take care of. I'm kidding. Love her. Mostly. Except when she's being a bitch.
I love you, Twitch. I ain't gonna never stop streaming on you, Twitch.
Ain't never gonna stop being funny on you, Twitch.
Oh my god.
But also, I mean, now that I'm as far into it as I am, I can say I'm just over 2 full weeks quitting nicotine.
Hell yeah.
Which is another thing I'm doing. I do a lot of exhausting things because I'm a psychopath. So I have to make sure I can account for those things in my mental capacity of what I'm able to do. And I'm not able to do too much because I'll burn myself out very quickly. It happens very quickly. And I'm playing Drug Dealer Simulator, and I want to get the achievement where I sell 1 kilogram of drugs. The game has 36 achievements, and just one of them is to sell 1 kilogram of drugs.
That's what's really important in life, I think.
Because you start off with speed and weed, and you have to sell those. Speed!
Speed!
I'm gonna smoke cocaine and wocaine at the same time. All these liberals are smoking woke cane.
Combine uppers and downers for ers.
Yeah, it is a really intuitive game. It has 36 achievements, which is actually very unusual for a game of like this stature.
Yeah, because it's like, isn't it like kind of like a shit post, kind of like Unity Flip kind of game?
It's I mean, in terms of its like just it being a drug dealer simulator, kind of, but it's a very well thought out game. It's got a lot of like a drug dealer must have made it or something. Like whoever made this game really researched drug dealing or has experience. The biggest achievement is fucking to sell 1 ton of drugs, like a metric ton of drugs.
Maybe the dev was just a drug dealer, and they were like, "This is transferable job experience."
Yeah, you also have to like escape a DEA raid. You have to launder money. You have to buy villas. You have to do lots of illegal shit. You know, you have to run away from the cops.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I have not seen Breaking Bad.
Ah,
It's something that a lot of people have resented me for.
it's good. It's definitely good. It's one of those things that after you watch it, you tend to become obsessed with it.
Just like One Piece.
Yeah, it's one of those pieces of media that like as soon as you get into the world of it and start getting engaged with it, it just becomes a mind virus, much in the same way that like although I absolutely despise the Metal Gear
just like
games,
One Piece.
the Metal Gear games, I don't care if you come for me, they're shit games. They're amazing stories. They're shit games. So it's like, although I hate those games, I'm still obsessed with Metal Gear.
You run like a little girl, Snake.
There's an actual exchange in Metal Gear Solid 2 where it's like, that's Vamp. Oh, I see. He's called Vamp because he's a vampire. What? No, he's bisexual. Actual exchange in a 2001 video game. And then there's a scene in Metal Gear Solid 1 where a gay man pisses himself.
Because he's gay.
Because he's scared.
Because he's scared like a little fairy.
Yeah.
Like a little queer.
If you're gonna come at me and say that Otacon isn't gay, then you got another thing coming. Look up Kojima's 2013 tweet about BBC Sherlock, where he compared the romance of Sherlock and Watson in that. He was like, Sherlock and Watson and BBC Sherlock are definitely gay for each other, just like Snake and Otacon in Metal Gear. Like his own characters that he wrote.
He's so weird.
He literally, like he is fucking weird.
He's like... He's so... I don't know how to describe it. He's just so wildly candid with everything he says.
I love and hate Kojima. Because, like, he needs to learn how to let other people take care of parts of his games that he's not an expert in, instead of just designing shitty gameplay.
I make these characters gay.
Yeah, yeah, but he's also, like...
These two, they're gay.
Yeah, gay. It's all gay. But I think on the 21st, which should be, by the time that this comes out, it should be out, on Disney Plus, he has, like, a documentary...
Literally tomorrow.
It's... On Disney Plus, a documentary about like how he makes his stories, which is great that he has a documentary coming out about how he makes his stories and not how he makes gameplay, because then I'll actually watch it.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't ever. I don't know if I've ever played a Kojima game IMO. Or I guess if I haven't, it wouldn't be IMO. It would just be a fact.
I mean, unless you've played Metal Gear Solid or Death Stranding. Or
Nope.
What would it be? I guess like some Silent Hills that he had involvement in. He was going to make PT.
Nope.
He was the name behind PT is the big thing. And I think now he's making, excitingly enough, after Konami went under, Kojima was kind of stranded with all that. Death Stranding. Whoa. And now he's coming back into the saddle with some other studio. I don't know who is going to be publishing this. Not off the top of my head.
Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub presents Kojima. Oh, that's the other thing. His name's like always 20 times in the credits. But he's going to be like, I think, revitalizing PT and Metal Gear, but not as those franchises because he doesn't have the rights to them. But he did say that he's going to be making a new like a new action espionage game. And he teased PT at the Game Awards.
That's pretty funny. You got to imagine it must hurt just a little bit that your best project was a demo. It's gotta hurt a little bit.
I don't know if that's his best project, but it's definitely like one of his most promising.
Or like one of your most like
Famous.
internet notable ones, yeah.
Yeah, very iconic. Apparently, this is something that I've only learned.
I'm just saying, people remember PT playthroughs more than they remember any Metal Gear playthroughs, probably.
One of the more unfortunate things with Kojima, just one last aside for him, it was disheartening to learn that apparently him and David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake, they do not have a good working relationship, and in fact do not like each other because
they're gay. They're gay.
David Hayter always gives his all as Solid Snake, but Kojima always just kind of saw him as like another role to fill for his story, and not as like
that's fucked
up.
He
never actually like cared about David in the position, and the reason why is the same reason why Norman Reedus is in Death Stranding. It's because Kojima is very obsessed with movies, and especially Western movies, and he really just only wants anything to do with established actors. And so David Hayter, at the time that he was, cast as Solid Snake, he's still not a massive name. He directed an X-Men movie, but he's like not a massive name like Norman Reedus. So like Kojima just, kind of cold shouldered him, and it kind of sucks because like, man, that's one of the most iconic things. Like if you say Metal Gear, everybody knows. It's like, man, why? It sucks.
What was the guy's name who directed the X-Men movie?
David Hayter.
David Hayter.
He's been the voice of Solid Snake forever.
He directed an X-Men movie.
2, actually.
See, 2 X-Men movies. Well, you see, there's a reason that people... I was going to, like, make a joke on his status as a famous person. Like, there's a reason people remember Jon Favreau for directing a bunch of Iron Man movies and stuff. And nobody remembers him for directing an X-Men movie.
Well,
There's
everybody
difference.
remembers him for Solid Snake is the thing. That is his most famous role.
I feel like I've seen gameplay though from like the newer Metal Gear games, and they look pretty cool, right?
Well, there hasn't been a Metal Gear game in about 9 years.
Well, I mean like the newer ones, ones that exist.
Metal Gear Solid 5. It's very different at that point. Like it's still.
Is that Phantom Pain or is that a different one?
Yes, that is Phantom Pain.
Okay.
Now, since you are aware of the existence of Phantom Pain, you want to tell me what's the difference between Big Boss and Venom Snake?
I don't know what that.
You want to tell me what's the difference between Venom Snake and Naked Snake? And what the difference is between Naked Snake and Solid Snake? And the difference between Solid Snake and Liquid Snake?
Don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
And
I'm assuming is this like a Web of Shadows situation? What's going on? I'm so confused. It's just like Solid Snake, Web of Shadows.
We haven't even gotten into Solidus.
Fuck it. I don't know what's
There's
going
so
on.
many fucking snakes.
Come on. Now I don't want to play it.
But of all the snakes that I just listed, which one is not genetically related to the other snakes?
Which one's not genetic?
So your options are Naked Snake, Venom Snake, Liquid Snake, Solid Snake, or Solidus Snake. 5 snakes there. Which one is not genetically related to the others?
You said Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, Solidus Snake. What were the other 2?
Naked Snake and Venom Snake.
I would assume Venom Snake.
You're correct.
Hey.
He's only a lookalike of Big Boss, also known as Naked Snake, and also the
Venom
reason
just
why...
sounds like a doppelganger faker name.
Yeah. I found you, faker. He's the whole reason why...
Because they're going to taste my venom!
The Man Who Sold the World became a thing on TikTok in the past couple of years. That David Bowie song, but it's the cover of it that's used in Phantom Pain.
Nice.
And now you know everything about Metal Gear.
Yay. I feel so smart. I really like having that I can have a HyperX Quadcast microphone. I really like being able to just tap the top to mute it. And if I get my finger close enough, I just touch the sensitivity of it and I don't have to actually like touch it so it doesn't make a noise.
Tap that ass.
I do that every time I like cough on the podcast so it doesn't have to be like cut out and shit because it's just obnoxious.
I just have a mute button on my Stream Deck that's like,
I had one of those, but with the HyperX, I don't feel the need to because I don't usually scream into my microphone as an example to turn it on and off like that. And even if I did, I would have to be like, and see now the difference on the waveform is there's 3 loud booms at the end of my shit.
That sounds like you got trapped in a washing machine. Like, you know, or like a dryer, like it like tumbles
I know
all the way over.
exactly what you mean. that like dung dung noise. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I like being able to mute at the system level.
I'm stuck in. Help me! That's so stupid. It's good though.
What do you think is the most? If you were ever to get trapped in an appliance, step sibling style, what would you be trapped in?
Probably your arms.
Ugh, are my arms appliances? Hell yeah, babe.
Yeah, get back in the fucking kitchen, bitch. If I had to get stuck in a real appliance, I don't know. Probably dishwasher or something like that. I don't know. The AC unit. I don't know. Hold on, I gotta fix the air.
I think it would be great if we could finally get an upgrade on those styles of videos, which not saying that those types of videos should be made, but I mean, if you're going to be making them, you might as well upgrade. We need to get military equipment in here. I want somebody to get stuck in a helicopter.
You want them to take it to the next level.
What are you doing, Step Battalion?
What are you doing, Step James Bond?
Look, I just think that like there's household appliances and furniture, that's all way overdone. We need the next level. And also, who's doing the most jerking besides the people fighting for our freedom overseas?
So true. We need to fill the imagination of everybody.
Hey, it's a market. It can be filled. A market's what I call my asshole.
I want to get stuck between the mattress and the box spring. Like a slutty sandwich. I want to just like imagine like you just like you just get like I don't know how to describe it, but like those toys where you like catapult shit, but that's just like her legs on the outside and her torso on the inside. It's just like bending like a flat wooden plank, like a nail file or like some kind of flat thing. Yeah. And then she gets fucked.
And then you get
and
fucked.
Pulled out. And now you got makeup all over your box spring.
Ah, what a tragedy.
She got fucked. Oh man, now every time I take my mattress off to wash it, I'm gonna have to look at that shit and be like, remember when I fucked my stepsister here?
God, I go to Brooklyn Beddings and I'm like, everything reminds me of her.
Now I can't sell this box spring anymore because everyone's gonna ask like, who the fuck did you fuck on this fucking box spring?
Hey, this box spring's lumpy. It's got bed bugs. Nah, it's my sister. Moving on to the next topic. What have you been up to recently besides drug simulating?
Yeah, no, we should just insert like a Ray William Johnson like transition there. What have I been up to besides drug dealing? And what have I been up to besides drug dealing and quitting drugs? Let's see. Imagine doing those both simultaneously.
Hey, you could.
Well, I mean,
hey, that's the plot of Breaking Bad.
I haven't been actually dealing drugs, so I guess that's different.
Yeah, in case you just skipped the first, 30 minutes of this episode.
Yeah. In case you're walking into the room right now and your friend was listening and you just tuned in halfway through, I was playing Drug Dealer Simulator on Steam. I was not dealing drugs.
And that's what happened last time on Glee.
What I've been doing, working, and I've been hanging out in the Discord server a little bit more. That's been fun. We've been playing there's a Wordle now for video games where you have to, it's called Game Duel, believe it or not. And you gotta, there's different ways to play it. You can either get like a mostly blurred out game cover with a little bit of it revealed, and every wrong answer you get a little bit more of it gets revealed.
Oh.
Or you can get hints based on its if it's first person, third person, based on its genre, its amount of players that play it, its year of release. It's pretty fun.
I've seen a similar thing that's screenshots of games.
You also there's a category on that website for just game art that you also can look at and try to get it. But it's also I think it's also a little bit revealed at a time, not the whole thing.
Oh, speaking of art from games, I've been on a little Dark Souls side quest. So I played Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and almost all the way through Elden Ring last month.
Yeah.
And I did a marathon of that.
You sure did.
And then this month, I played a Dark Souls 3 randomizer. And then, in my own time, I've been playing a New Game Plus Dark Souls 3. But in my New Game Plus Dark Souls 3, I started to notice just how many statues there are in the game. So little pretext. Dark Souls 1, there's a character called Frampt, and he's, kind of this guy who's trying to usher in the Age of Darkness and trying to urge you into the path of darkness. and he kind of looks like he kind of looks like a Gungan, just a little bit, and he's got big floppy ears. That's all you really need to know. He's just iconic character. Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 3, you will sometimes see statues that it'll be like normal knight statue with Framp's head, like just kind of mixed in a couple places. And you'll see that around the game, just like little Easter eggs of him. And so I've been in my new game plus going around and trying to like Pokemon snap all of these like Framped Easter eggs. It's kind of fun. It's like I have like 250 some odd hours in Dark Souls 3, and like so many of them I'd never noticed before. It's like he's just been here the whole time, just hanging out.
Yeah, you should write one of those like Steam reviews where somebody has like 1900 hours and they recommend it with like one word. There's like a Hyrule Warriors One Piece game on Steam that was on sale and Boomer bought it, but it's this like, sorry, I got so distracted instantly there. That was wild. I just started thinking.
Welcome back to Distractable.
I just, that was just scientifically, that just baffled me. But I was going to say, they just they had like 1900 hours in that One Piece game and they recommended it and they just said pirate and that was it.
Yeah, those are my favorite. You know what, though, is that there is a possibility you are going to get shit for calling it a Hyrule Warriors game, because a Hyrule Warriors game is a Dynasty Warriors game.
Yes.
This is like, no, Hyrule Warriors is just another one of the things, not the original.
I don't think I would know that if I hadn't watched, I don't know what video it was, but it was some YouTuber talk about Hyrule Warriors when it came out.
I probably watched the same video, honestly.
And they were like, it's a Dynasty Warriors, something, whatever. And so I've always known it was a rip of another game, but I never knew.
One of those cringy white men who talk about Nintendo games.
It was probably Peanut Butter Gamer, is
honestly,
my guess.
Yes. That's what I'm thinking, is like probably.
That's the only one of those like normal boots guys I ever actually cared about.
I was more of a hidden block galley.
I'm thankful, though, that is the one that I cared about when I did, because there were a lot of worse ones to care about.
I'm trying to remember now, and I can't remember it, what Pro Jared's theme music was. I remember Jontron's, but every time that I try and think of Pro Jared's theme music, all that comes to mind is the Good Mythical Morning theme music. I don't know. I gotta listen to it. Side quest.
Listen to it. Side quest unlocked.
We're gonna go listen to Pro Jared intro music. Oh wow, that's really fucking cool. So by the way, in case you didn't know, so we do the RSS feed to upload the podcast to YouTube, which is great. It's very convenient. It saves us from having to do a video version, saves so much time. It's nice. It carries over all the information. Problem is, it uploads late as fuck. If you are listening to this on YouTube, you're probably listening to this like 2 days too late. Sorry, there's nothing we can do about that. That's just YouTube being slow. But you should still be able to, at 5 p.m. EST on Fridays, the podcast will still be up on YouTube, but it will not be visible on the channel page unless you go specifically onto the channel page, podcast tab, podcast playlist, and it'll be listed in there. I don't know why this is how it is with YouTube, but it's just something I noticed with that going up.
No, I fixed it earlier. It just uploads as unlisted. That's the thing.
Oh, that's fucking dumb. Okay, so
I don't know
why.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but if you just go make it public, which I just did earlier, I noticed. I went to my channel page and like saw that it wasn't there. And I was like, this isn't the third episode. We've already done 3 or whatever. Yes, if you were looking for the third episode and you didn't delve deeper than the channel page, it's on YouTube now. And it was in the playlist, but you had to like go there, but you shouldn't have to do that now. Speaking of that kind of thing, Rav had a single that he released on YouTube like a year ago, and he just released it to other streaming platforms the other day. He released it to Spotify instantly, and to go from Spotify, it had to take a couple of days to get to Apple Music, which is what I use for context. And it finally came, and it's a great song. It's called The Good Kinds of Chemicals, and it's really chill and really good. It gives very Hypocrisy She's Singing My Song. It's very similar to that. It's a very chill single. It's way more chill than that song.
Need to listen to the Pro Jared music now.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, it's this, yeah. Yeah,
no, I was never
Yeah.
I was never a Progerid fan.
That's why I keep getting it mixed up with the fucking GMM theme. Because it's like the very similar kind of melody in there. Because of that bird ad. It's like, what's the GMM theme is the, God, now I can't remember how that goes. Like, very similar in there. Old ass music. Old ass people. Old ass times. Who's, you have any like
old ass?
You have any like really obscure YouTubers that you used to watch like back in the day, like 2013 or 14, and they would probably have like 1,000 subscribers or something maximum, but like there was somebody that you would watch? You got any picks for that?
I don't know specifically about ones that I would just watch that were that niche. I mean, I used to have some friends in the YouTube space, but none of them make videos anymore. One of them like really doesn't like me, so I don't know if I should mention him.
3 of them died.
So, well, they're not dead, but again, I don't know what like he's up to now. The one I used to be somewhat mutuals with, I used to just like, I was like a teenager who was just looking for like any fucking collab I could get. So I would often like throw out ideas at him like, oh, we should collab and do this thing. But we never would because I didn't actually have a plan for the idea. I just wanted to collab.
Yeah.
And he had a lot of subscribers. So I was like, this is great. Because I just wanted to get the numbers up back in the day. But like I did care about the content, but I wanted to find quick ways to get more eyes on it. So that's the kind of thing I would do.
There is no unabated confidence quite like a 16-year-old with 30 subs.
Yeah. I remember when I had the original Milk is Superior channel, I got up to like 120 subs. And I was like, oh, this is dope.
It was pretty neat.
I was just like, oh, this is dope. Like, it was chill. And then that channel got retired. And the Cosmic Emerald channel right now has 70 subscribers. And I assume that will start to go up once I start uploading again. Because I have my next, I've talked about this before, I think in the last episode or two. But I have my next Getting to Know guest lined up. Which, if you don't know, is my interview show that hasn't had an episode in like a year and a half. Because there's only one.
Yeah.
I also have more scary games lined up to play on the channel. I have more live action video ideas, and I'm excited because a lot of them are really cool, and I think that you will all like them a lot. There is also a really funny video that you can watch on there of Mia and I playing I'm on Observation Duty.
Yeah.
That's just like if you want a really like funny, heavily edited highlight version of Big Wow Big. It's just basically that. Shit. There's also the difference, like you can see our faces, both of our real faces, exactly what Mia and I look like 100%.
100%.
You can see that if you watch the lock video, but
true. You get to see what I looked like.
That was a very special one.
3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because that would have been like around November of either 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2020.
It was 2020. Yes, it was.
Yeah, so about 3.5 years ago.
I do have, if you go to the Cosmic Emerald channel, youtube.com/Cosmic Emerald, you can find on the homepage now, I made a playlist called Cosmic Emerald Essentials, which is just videos from various channels, like Closing Shift and Big Wow Big and my channel, that are videos that I think everyone who wants to get into my content should watch. It's like a starter pack.
Nice.
It's like a starter pack that will take you days to watch, but it's a good collection of some of my favorite moments. It's got like the Solitaire episode, the Sudoku episode, the Squidward horror game episode we played, the Emmy Log episode of Dark Souls, one of the Dead Cells episodes, the first episode of Sonic Generations, stuff like that in terms of Big Wow Big content. But yeah, I have plans moving forward to make different stuff. Like I'll let you guys in on a couple of my ideas that aren't fully fleshed out yet, but are coming. Hold on, I gotta play that.
Coming.
Or what? I gotta pull up the list of video ideas. I have video ideas that are like highlighted based on the kind of idea they are. I have 3 Scary Games Part 2, which is coming for sure. I have, like I said, my next Getting to Know interview lined up with my next guest. I have a music streaming service versus video.
Oh.
I plan on taking a critical look at 3 different music streaming services. I don't know if you can figure out what they are, but I'll leave it up to you. I also have a bunch of video ideas.
LimeWire.
LimeWire, MySpace, and the Instagram story feature where you can put songs on it.
And Vimeo.
Yeah. I also have a bunch of ideas lined up with guests, but I cannot reveal those yet I have not asked most of these people if they would be down for the thing. So the only things I have lined up that I know the person would be down for are video ideas I have for you and me and the getting to know interview with that guest. But every video idea I have the guest highlighted so I can know that the guest is there. But one of these is the Waldo race you came up with in a previous Closing Shift episode. And I also had another idea for us, but I'll save it for now just in case. But
save it for the bedroom.
Yeah, I'll save it for making special bonds.
Not now, Kitten Whiskers.
Not now, pussy. Whatever, never mind.
Pussy.
Whatever that idea was, fuck it. I was gonna say like, I was thinking like along the lines of like, not now, Putin, or something like that. Putin.
You know that is a common term of endearment is puddin'.
That's what I was going for, but I was gonna make it funny, and then I said pussy twice instead. So I'm done. I quit. I'm out.
I actually have something that I want to plug here. It's not anything of mine, but it's something that I do want to plug because I think it's cool. There's a band that I found the other day through TikTok, and they're called Brighter Than 1,000 Suns. And you might like it because it's a lot of the same genre as Twerp. Something that like I think people who listen to us might be more familiar with because we talk about that kind of stuff a lot. But they do that kind of like synth pop kind of stuff, like synth rock, things like that. I don't exactly know what genre to call it, but it's all that kind of like sort of future-y sounding things, but also kind of sounds like it's from the 80s. And they're really cool. They have new music out that's really neat. A new EP called Fever Dreams that I've been really liking. And they only have less than 9,000 monthly listeners, which is absurd because their shit's really, really good. So go listen to them and support them because they're really cool. And I messaged them on TikTok like, hey, can I use your music on my streams? And they were like, fuck yeah, that's cool. And I was like, that is cool. And they're good. They're cool. I like them.
No, you love when that happens. Yeah. Like there was there's this band called Honey Revenge that blew up on TikTok for doing like pop punk stuff, and they released a new single I really liked a long time ago, and I DM'd them and asked like, hey, can I use this on my Twitch stream? And they were like, hell yeah. And I was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was like, thanks, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And they were like, you're welcome, hell yeah.
Yeah, so their music doesn't get like DMCA'd or anything. Twitch doesn't detect it, anything like that. So if you like the music, you can also use it in your own streams and stuff.
It's funny too. I think actually that Honey Revenge song I used got like claimed on my stream, got like muted or something, and I was like, I like DM'd them and was like, hey, can you fix this?
Yeah, that's
they were like, yeah, it's chill.
It's like gotta make sure that it's like you can ask the artist for permission, but you're not asking the publisher, the rights holders.
Hey girl, you mind if I publish you?
Hey babe, mind if we go back to my place and hold some rights? DMCUM.
So true. I get down on oh my god, I dropped my phone on my space bar and it scared the shit out of me. It played my music because I had Apple Music focused. So like Nothing But a G thing just started going really loud, and I was like, oh my god, that was really funny. Wow, that actually it's Nothing But a G thing.
Nothing But a G thing.
I love that song.
I think real life needs musical scores
by Dr. Dre. Sorry, I imagined it as in like docking, and it was really just Dr. Dre. It was really
Nothing But a G String by Doc Martens.
Nothing But a G Ting.
I've had an idea floating around in my mind forever at this point that like I have no actual means of like doing it, but it would be so great if I could have it, of just having like a little like Raspberry Pi kind of thing with like a speaker and just like a little set of buttons that I could just press to just like have a soundboard with me at all times to just nebulously like play cartoon sounds throughout my day. I would love that if I could just like just like reach into my sleeve and press a couple buttons, and then it does like either starts playing like a song or like does a sound effects. Like I need that punctuation in my life, and I need that to exist.
That's what all that stuff you were talking about earlier is for, like the security cameras all over your house and the smart speakers. So you gotta synchronize them. You have to like code that every time you move too fast on the cameras that the audio will play.
My experience in creation is so much more pre and post production that like I really desire those things in my like real life engagements.
I want to go out as I lived, edited. I want to be edited. I do not wish to pass away. I wish to be edited out.
I want to be curated.
I mean, that's the thing. Speaking of just like pre and post production, that's like the part of this like YouTube run I'm heading towards is like those parts are so much fun to me, or they make the release of the video so much more fulfilling than like when I go live and a stream is over. Like a lot of people when they do a good stream, I mean, like someone like Ludwig comes up with ideas before. He's talked about this before. He's like, when I go into a stream and I don't know what I'm doing, I'm like so anxious. And it's like, yeah, the same with me, but I never had it put into words like that. But for me, when I make a video, I have an idea and then I work on it from the ground up. I make it, I plan it, I write for it, do whatever I got to do to plan for it. And then I film it and then I edit it, which the whole process takes like weeks. But when I release the video, I'm like, this is dope. I worked my ass off on this. You guys are going to love it. And that's how I feel about making videos. And it's why I made like 3 just like banger after banger after banger in 2022. And those videos are all so good. It's just because I was like on that. And I wish I had kept that momentum going. But I think the momentum is still there. I think I just need to get back on top of it. And I want to rediscover that passion, that or that drive I have because of that passion. Because I love making videos.
Making videos and content, oftentimes, it's kind of like being an adult with Legos, where 99% of the fun is in building the Lego, and like you'd never play with it.
Yeah, and then you like put it up on the shelf, and then you look at it every so often and be like, "That's cool, I did that." And then
there's like 2 different mentalities I feel with that, with creation, is that it's either you're a child with Legos and it's fun to play with them, and you're like more in the moment. Or you're an adult with Legos and it's more about just building it and displaying it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think of my videos as. I think of them as crafting projects that I make and then I put on display for people to enjoy. And I love when I get comments that people are like, "Oh, I can see the drive you have for this. This is awesome. Keep going. Like you're definitely going to succeed with these videos.
Keep at it. You're doing swag.
Nice video, kid. Don't get demonetized." Although you have to get monetized to get demonetized. So yeah. I can't get demonetized.
Never been monetized on YouTube.
Suck my cock, YouTube.
That's like weirdly enough, that's like one of my like life goals at this point that I've wanted since I was like 13 of just having YouTube monetization. Because to me,
I'd love to be a YouTube
still
partner.
In the back of my brain, that's still kind of one of those little criterias of like having made it.
Yeah, same. I would have considered being part of YouTube Rewind, one of them back in the day, but obviously not anymore.
Yeah.
Not only because it sucked at the end, but it doesn't even exist anymore, so I can't even if I wanted to.
I wish they would just bring it back though, because we do need something to like, it's the same thing of how there's the mentality that like humanity we will never have world peace with each other until we have something new that we all hate. Like unless an alien comes down that we all hate and work together against, we are never gonna like all of us are never gonna like all of us. Same way with like YouTube Rewind. We need something that is just a giant shit stain at the end of the year to like draw all of the hatred and all of the ire from the rest of the year and all the drama and controversies and everybody being angry about this and that. All of it would just get funneled into this fucking beacon of YouTube Rewind. And I feel like it's therapeutic in a way, and I miss it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst if it was still going, but I did see when it ended, I was like, yes, it's about time. This makes sense. But I get it.
Sometimes you miss things that aren't all that great, like the McRib.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, my McRib. I miss it.
It's, it's like YouTube Rewind is like a theater troupe that comes to your town once a year, and they're really shitty, but you always love when they visit because it's like, oh, I'm in for some dog shit.
Yeah, it's like a cult following thing. As a kid, I would watch YouTube Rewinds and be like, holy shit, I want to be a part of this one day so bad. And I mean, that kind of YouTube, I mean, not necessarily so much as like the people that were there, but that kind of YouTube community, I would like to be a part of one day. I would like to be a recognizable face on YouTube one day. Just, I want to do it my way.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to keep making my videos, is because YouTube does really like pushing my videos. So I know that if I was making them, they would be doing fairly well, which is nice. That I can have that confidence. I can be like, I know that if I upload another banger video, that it's probably going to get 100 views or so. And that is very validating.
There's a lot of like video essays and things that go into more proper detail and analysis about things surrounding YouTube Rewind. But the big basis of why YouTube Rewind started to suffer and wasn't as fun as it used to be is because YouTube stopped focusing on creators and started putting its priority a lot more on like the big names moving in. That YouTube kind of acted like Kojima with David Hayter, where it's like, you're not Jimmy Kimmel, I don't care about you. And so YouTube Rewinds became all celebrities and not about the actual community of YouTube anymore. And that's something that I miss. YouTube used to have like a lot more of like an insider community thing, and now it definitely had a switch.
Got too big.
It had a switch at some point where it's like it was already, corporate enough with the olden days of where, like you would still have your favoritism to people like Markiplier, and those would be your main boys that YouTube would like care about and pump a lot. But then it took, it doubled down on being corporate. And that kind of sucks. It kind of took a lot of the like life out of YouTube. It
was like 2013, 14 that they started really pushing that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree. They took on a lot more of their TV persona than YouTube being about YouTubers.
I feel like these days YouTube is more of a streaming service than a social media.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's just like it's a video content consumption platform. I don't consider YouTube like a quote unquote social media by any means in terms of that. I mean, there's no way to like, I mean, the closest thing you can do is like tag creators you have in your videos in the title.
Yeah.
Like that's like the closest thing you can consider it to a social media is you can tag them in the title or in the description.
I feel like that's a big thing that happened with YouTube becoming more corporate as well, is that everything became a lot more antisocial. Like everything became very isolated, and everybody started to stick in their own lanes more.
Yeah, like Markiplier. He's just always in that one room. He never leaves. The heck? I really like the tagging feature, though. I mean, what I really like about it is they added like the @ system, so you have a tag, so you can actually like now like any channel can have like a custom link that's easy to use or that's easy to like say to other people.
It's a great system, but it's such also a stupid system because you can @ people and you can also have like your @ name for like your URL, but YouTube decided to be really fucking stupid with it and they put the @ in the URL completely unnecessarily. Like imagine if you go to Twitter and you have to type in twitter.com/@ this account. That's not how any other social media works, and I don't know why YouTube did that, and it just kind of bothers me.
That's how TikTok works, but on Twitch and Twitter, you don't have to do that. Which, I mean, the lesson there is that it shows that you don't have to do that, so you just shouldn't. Like, you don't need to.
It's completely unnecessary.
But yes, TikTok and YouTube do that thing, and it is
TikTok.
a little silly. It is a little silly. I just like it because I would always have trouble when there were people that would like ask me like, oh, you make YouTube videos, what's your channel? And I would have to be like, hold on, I gotta have you search it and I gotta like look for it on your phone for you.
Let me get like 20 different like characters for this URL. Oh, something very fun has been this is something that like I don't know how it didn't come up in the research phase, because like we did look it up to like make sure that there weren't any like conflicts of anything, of like anybody else having taken the name. But apparently there was another Closing Shift podcast like years ago that had like an episode and has been dead for years and years and years. And also, like, it wasn't anything that, like, it was just, like, somebody's own thing. Like, not like a big thing. It's not like we're stealing from Markiplier or something. But, like, apparently it did exist. And it is the first result that comes up when you search up Closing Shift, is that there was another podcast that went by the name Closing Shift, but it's ancient and hardly existed. So I hold no guilt, no reservations about carrying forward with this name, because finders, keepers, losers, shitters, got them.
Finders, fuck women, get bitches, get money. Losers, get shit on.
If you are the original creator of the old Closing Shift, don't hit us up. You're probably not even going to watch this. You may someday think about, oh yeah, I did that old podcast. Maybe let me look that up and like go through memory lane. And then you see two new jackasses who have stolen your identity. Get fucked.
Well, yeah, should have held on to it if you wanted it.
Yeah.
If you wanted the baby, you should have held on to it. I pulled harder than you did.
As me and my siblings would say back in the day, move your feet, lose your seat.
Move your feet, lose your seat. Move your deep, lose your skeet.
Hey, thanks for watching listening. I hit the fucking microphone.
Thanks for listening to the show. Tune in next Friday for more tickles and more silly times.
Bye.
See ya.